Wait, yeah. Good morning, beloveds. Just so you know, I am aware that when you watch this later, that my video and audio does not line up. It's a function of the iPad, and iPads are expensive, and I haven't replaced it yet. When they quit letting me do landscape on my phone, I was like, okay. But it is something that I need to look into, and I may look into getting a mini iPad just so that I can do this. So it's just frustrating. So I always encourage people, listen to me, don't watch me. Unless you're entertained by the funny faces that I make, or you want to see my cat, who may make a cameo because he's right here, but here we are. All right. We are doing a new design for living. Let's do the housekeeping. And what all the housekeeping is me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. Website is creativelife.org. Constant contact email, info@creativelife.org. There, you get one email a week, tells you what's going on for the week and month, and the hot links are hot. So click here, now it means it. It's also a blind CC, so you won't end up on anybody else's mailing list because of us. Yes, you are so pretty. Yes, you are. Oh, sorry, distracted by the cat. And then I will mention the social medias merely from the standpoint of we do not monetize them. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. He's got Bliss Face. Oh, I love Bliss Face. I wish you could see Bliss Face. Oh, right, we don't monetize them. So what we ask you to do instead is go like, subscribe, follow. Based on which platform you are on, and then engage with the individual post by reacting, commenting, and sharing on the posts. The individual post bumps us in the algorithms, more people see our stuff. Well, are you not going to come over here and make a cameo? No. Oh, you'll make a comment. No cameo. It's Dante. It's usually Dante, though. So, okay. So, A New Design for Living is one of the last books that Ernest wrote or worked on, and it's the process of science of mind. When you treat for something, the universe doesn't just hand it to you, it hands you a process. When you get the thing you've treated for, you are no longer the same person, okay? That's why I say it's a process. And that is exactly what this is. Step by step, line by line, here's the how and the why. The what, we try and leave the what up to the universe. The act of creation. So, but this is why we do things the way we do and how we do it. I fully stand on the standpoint that science of mind isn't a religion, because we don't teach you what to believe. We teach you how. And that's really, really, really important. What do you see out there? Okay, so we are in chapter 18. We are doing mental growth. It's been a very interesting chapter so far. And today we are doing the endless search. Just as there has been a continual growth of knowledge and wisdom on the part of the human race, there is inherent within each individual the possibility of progression. It would appear that regardless of what or how much we may be able to learn about the nature of our own mind and consciousness, and the laws relative to their action, there will always be more to be known. It's one of the reasons why I love the industry that I work in, because there's always something new to learn. The more we seem to know only reveals the more that is to be known. I think it's Socrates said that wisdom is knowing how much you don't know. Know thyself and then know how much you don't know. I could be wrong about it, Socrates. I know thyself is Socrates. The knowing how much you don't know. I get all the Greek philosophers somewhat conflated, so we can Google it later. Our spiritual growth would appear to be something without end, an ever greater expression of what we already are. Okay, now I want to make that point really clear because that's really important. An ever greater expression of what we already are. There's nothing we need to become. We already are a spiritual being having a human experience. But what we are after is that greater expression. So you already are that beautiful, loving, spiritual light. All you get to do is express more of that. Okay? All you have to do, you don't even have to do that. The goal is to express more of that. Okay? You already are that. In reference to the idea that humanity must continually progress, philosopher Ralph Tyler Flewelling has written, more profound still is the insight that every flash of genius, every stirring of understanding, every expression of love and sacrifice is due to the inspiration and incarnation of the creative spirit on which the whole cosmos depends. In the pursuit of science, as well as in any pursuit which reveals more of the laws of nature, we should expect a continual growth. Everything is not yet known about electrical energy, and the knowledge still to be gained far surpasses that already known. So in our use of the science of mind, we must never feel that the last word has been spoken. No final word will ever be spoken. And that is why our organization is open at the top. There is always something new to learn. Now, I did hear a minister, was it a minister or somebody telling it about a minister, make a comment about we may be open at the top, but not at the sides and the bottom. So, you know what? And that's an expression of frustration, but it's still funny. We are open at the top because there's always going to be something more to learn. Nobody has all the answers. Really. One of the most terrible things to contemplate would be to consider ourselves as eternal beings without at the same time thinking of such eternity as being an everlasting unfoldment. The universe is not a static thing forever reproducing itself exactly the same way. Neither is it something that was wound up and left to its own devices and is now running down. It is, rather, a vast and infinite potential which, while it must ever remain true to the laws of its nature, will always be manifesting itself in infinite variations. One of the reasons why I like Star Trek, because it's like infinite varieties, or infinite diversity in infinite possibilities, or something like that. I just saw it the other day, and now I don't remember it. I should have written it down. Okay. Regardless of how much or how little we may know today, what we do now know is but a stepping stone to a greater knowledge. There is always the more yet to be. Yeah. Okay. We should have an enthusiastic spirit of adventure towards the endless discovery of what we are. There would be no fun in life unless this were true, no joy in living, and no incentive in accomplishment unless there were a possibility of growth. Okay? So, and that's one of the things that I appreciate the most about Ernest Holmes is that sense of adventure. And it's one of the things that keeps me on my toes. And one of the things that I love about just life in general is there's always something new to learn. Like, learning never stops for me. And I think it's one of the things that keeps my mind young and plastic, flexible, is that there's always something to learn. Like, I love a day that I learn at least one new thing. And usually, every day, I learn one new thing. The best days are when I get to learn lots of new things. So, here we are. I was going to ask him if he was going to come over and make a cameo, but he is asleep. So, no, sorry, no cameo from Dante today. But, as I said, there's always something to learn. And that's one of the things that Jesse was encouraging us to do, is to pick something and memorize it. Learn it. So, I briefly memorized a phrase yesterday, and mine's just a short one, and that's a good place to start with a short one. The secret to an extraordinary life is to take extraordinary pleasure in ordinary things. So, yeah, and that is what learning is for me. To take extraordinary pleasure in learning something new, even if it's an ordinary thing. So, there's that. All right, beloved, I'm going to move on into the process. Oh, yeah, I got to get going. Move on into the process of my day. So I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day. Hey, let's get this week started off right. Hey, go for a ride day, because I went for a bike ride instead of walking because my knees don't like me today. I don't know if we're going to see the sun day, so dance in the not sunshine day. A drink plenty of water day, because it is going to be warm this week. A cuddle your fur babies day. A tell somebody you love them day. A look in the mirror and see the divine looking back at you day. A learn something new day. A good day. And if that is too much pressure, because occasionally it is, I get it, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark, a spirit in motion, God in action, an absolutely beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. My favorite part of the sentence. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call it, you are a godling. So explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be, because the divine knows you to be good. It's all the divine knows. So, from there, anything is possible. All right, beloveds. Reverend David should be on sometime this afternoon. I've given up trying to guess. I'll be back with you around 9:15, and we will pick up with "Make all things new," which is a quote, so that should be an interesting one. All right, beloveds. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you.